What's going on, everybody? Slick Studios here, and I will be telling you a story on when I sold candy. Now, let's begin. So, it started back in 2020, January, I believe, late January. Your boy, he wasn't looking too good. He wasn't uploading on YouTube. He had no monies, and worst of all, I think he was getting a little bit fatter. But besides that, my main focus was trying to earn some money. Now, when I got home because we were on a car trip, I remember, I searched up ways to make money as a fat 13-year-old. And most of the results that came up said do chores or sell stuff online. Now, I couldn't do chores all the time because obviously if I kept doing chores, my grandparents and my mom would probably be broke by then. And selling stuff online, now, I'm gonna be honest. I'm 13 and I don't know a lot about that stuff. Sure, I can get someone to help me, but still, I wouldn't trust it. Now, I could get an adult to help me, but still, I'm not that comfortable with selling stuff online. But, the last option that it gave me was selling candy. Now, I wasn't too sure about this option because I've never sold anything in my entire life. Like, I was like, oh god, how will I approach kids at school? What would I say? What would I do? But I just said fuck it, and I got up. And after that, I told my grandparents, hey, can we go to Walmart? And they said sure. So as we're on our way to Walmart and we finally make it there, I hop out the truck, I grabbed a lunchbox, grabbed some candy from the candy section, and then I'm ready to start my business. Now, the first day when I sold candy, I'm gonna be honest, I was fucking terrified. Like, I did not know how to approach kids. Like, do I just approach them like, hey, I'm selling candy, do you want to buy any? Or do I just like, hey kid, want some candy? My mind was racing everywhere, guys. Like, I was panicking. But as soon as I walked up to my first customers, a group of kids, I said, hey, you want some candy? And once I said that, they said, oh, hell yeah, and I was gonna open my bag. But then they all took the candy, and I was like, oh shit, wait. Next thing you know, I got finessed. But I noticed the mistake I made. I forgot to say I'm selling candy. But not just that, I fucked up once I opened my bag. So if you're ever planning to sell candy, don't open your bag on the first day. Just try to tell them what you got, and if they just keep saying, let me see, just say, look man, just like probably take it out, but like don't like hold it tight in your palm and like kind of back it up away from them, you know, like hold it next to your head. But I got stolen, like all my candy, all the Skittles, all the Starburst, all the fucking Swedish Fish, the Sour Patch Kids, all stolen. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I kind of cried like a little bitch that day. And the worst part of it was, whenever I was like, hey, can I get my candy back? One kid, like, a bunch of kids were trying to help me out, which was really great. But then one kid decided to run up to the teacher and say, hey, they took his candy. And right when he said that, I was fucked up. Like, the teacher said, hey, you can't be selling candy. And I was like, well, yeah, I'm sorry, man. But next thing you know, he grabs me, takes me to the principal's office, or not the principal, the assistant principal's office, and I was shaking as shit, thinking I was gonna get detention. But they let me off with a warning and said, you can't sell candy. And I was like, okay. And the next day, when I came back, I didn't sell any candy. But as soon as, like, I came back, kids were like, hey, I heard you were selling candy, you got any? And basically, a bunch of kids kept going up to me, and I was like, dang, like, I gotta get back in this business. So me being the asshole I am, I got my bags, packed more candy, and went to school, and this time played it smart. And guys, ever since that day, I sold a lot of candy. Now, there were some bad days. There were some days where people would take candy from me, and there were some days where, did they take it from me? You're probably wondering, Slick, you're a big guy. How would they take it from you? Well, how would they take it from me? I would probably not notice it. Like, I would open my bag and they'll take two without me noticing. So if you're ever gonna sell candy or something, make sure to sell it. Like, make sure to grab it for them, okay? Not just that, always check if the bill is real. Why? Because I remember last year when I sold a couple Gatorades to this one kid. Won't say his name, but basically he said, "Hey man, I'm real thirsty. What can I get for the candy?" I'm like, "Well, I don't got change for 20. He's like, "Please, man, please." I'm like, "Well, I don't got change for 20. He kept begging me, and I eventually felt bad for the dude because he was going through a rough time, like with his family and all that. And I was like, "All right, fine." So I took his 20. I gave him some Gatorade. Next thing you know, I checked the 20. It was fake. And as soon as I confronted him saying it's fake, him and his little Goonies, fucking Alvin and the Chipmunks, were fucking drinking my Gatorades. And I was like, what the fuck, man? And then he was like, he was in the corner like, but let me tell you, that day I was pissed off. And it was not a good day for me. But I still kept doing the business. And eventually, when I was done with the business, yeah, it was. And also, there was this another time where I sold candy to this one kid, but he took 2 out of the candy bag, and I chased after him through the hallway past teachers and students, and I straight up fucking like grabbed his shirt, and he kind of fell a little bit, and I took my Butterfinger back, and then I ran down the stairs, and dude, I was so full of adrenaline that day. But that was all last year. Now, this year, when I sold candy again, this time, your boy's going all out. He's selling hot Cheetos, he's selling chips, he's selling G Fuel, he's selling almost like anything he can get his hands on. And so far, I've made $200 within the last 3 weeks. Why 3 weeks? Why haven't I made more? Because sadly, I've been caught. Now, you're probably wondering how I got caught. Well, the first time I was selling candy and a bunch of kids were starting to group me, going, hey, what you got? I'm like, I got G Fuel, I got candy, and then I'm like, yo, stop circling me around. And then they kept circling me, kept getting in my face, saying, hey, save this for me. And next thing you know, the same coach / teacher came up to me and said, hey, you better not be smoking any, because there were kids like smoking in my school. And he's like, you better not be fighting, you better not be smoking, or you better not be selling. And next thing you know, I got caught once again and was sent to the principal's office. And it really sucked because I got my stuff taken away from me and I was in a bad mood. But later on after school, I asked him, hey, can I get my bag back? And he said, sure, but you can't sell stuff. And I finally got my bag back, and obviously, me being the stubborn person I am, I got my bag back and waited like a couple days and then came back to selling candy. And I started selling a lot more chocolate, some hot Cheetos. But, dude, on the last day of selling candy, let me tell you, on the last day of selling candy, the teacher, I'm still in school, obviously, but it was like a Wednesday, I believe. But when I was selling candy, dude, the teacher, she came up to me and said, hey, you can't be selling candy. And I freaked out, man. My friend Daniel was right next to me, warning me, saying, hey, yo, she's coming. And I was in panic mode. I did not know whether to run, just like juke it, or fucking throw the candy in the air for one last dance. But I did not know. My head was racing around. I was wondering what to do. I was like a robot in that state. And then I said, you know what? Fuck it. Then I threw my candy at her and said, take it, man. And then I ran and I blended into the crowd. And as I'm waiting for my truck to get by, I see her and the Principal Nettles. I see him. His bald, shiny head just shining in the sun. I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh, crap. And as soon as I see my grandpa pull up in his truck, I sprint in that bro. I like, the door wasn't even unlocked yet. I was like trying to grab the bar. I was freaking out. And then, like, as soon as they kind of got out the crowd and kept looking around, looking at the cars and looking at the students, my grandpa unlocked his car, unlocked his truck, and I threw my shit in, and then I jumped in and said, drive. And he said, okay. Then as soon as he kind of drove away, I kind of ducked a little bit so they wouldn't see me, and I got away. No, they did not call my parents. No, I did not get attention. Hell, they probably didn't even know it was me, but right now, I did not get caught. So in the end, I got away, but I lost all my candy. which really did suck nuts. A lot of teachers caught me too, but I always got away, or they never called my parents, besides that one time. But in the end, I still made a lot of money. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did not, dislike it, and if you hate my channel and think my voice is annoying, unsubscribe, and yeah, I guess don't recommend it to your friends. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.